Hey guys, it's Dr. Casey, and I'm back with an Ask the ND question about nutrition. So Sarah's question was, how much protein do we really need, and what do I typically recommend in terms of supplementation and so forth for my vegetarian and vegan patients? So first of all, when we think about protein, it's really essential for not only stabilizing our blood sugar and our mood, but of course for building our neurotransmitters and our hormones and a lot of other processes in the body. So protein is super important. What I would say an average person needs is typically somewhere around 1 gram of protein for every kilogram of body weight. So that's going to be on average about 65 grams or so of protein per day for someone who weighs about 150 pounds. Of course, this is going to depend on how active you are, your body mass size, and your goals and so forth. So that's a nice sort of midline range to look at. Now, when we think about protein sources for vegetarians and vegans, it is a little bit more difficult to get sort of pre-formed protein into the diet, not just the amino acids that build protein, but actually ready-made, ready-to-go protein. My favorite sources would be things like lentils, so nuts, seeds, legumes, beans, but lentils is kind of like my favorite in the legumes category. The thing you want to think about with those though is making sure with your beans and your legumes that you're cooking them appropriately. So you're soaking them overnight and cooking them in a way that your body can really absorb and utilize the good stuff that's in there and kind of get rid of some of those factors that can make things a little bit hard to digest. Something like soy can be really useful. So soy is tolerated by some people and not others. So if you're someone who can tolerate soy, I would try to make sure that it's organic so that it's non-GMO and fermented, so things like tempeh. If you're more on the pescatarian side of things, certainly eating fish and eggs are also going to be great sources of protein for you as well. Other nutrients to think about if you're eating vegetarian or vegan are going to be some of the B vitamins, particularly B12 and iron. B vitamins and iron are pretty difficult to get as well from a vegetarian diet at times. So I find that supplementing with a B complex can be really useful for folks. I would look at my video that I talked about in terms of how to find a good B complex vitamin. But again, B12 is kind of going to be the main one there that you really want to think about supplementing with. In terms of iron, so iron can be really important to supplement with, but it's not something that you want in excess. So I would always recommend checking your iron levels before you start supplementing with iron. Women who are still menstruating are going to be at more risk for iron deficiency than others, of course, because they're losing blood. But what you can do is get an iron panel run by your doctor, and I would make sure to add in ferritin. It's an additional test that's often not ordered but is really useful. It's the most sensitive way to find out if you're starting to be a little more iron deficient. I would say any level below about a 50 or so could be worth thinking about supplementation, but again, that's something that you're going to want to make sure to review with your doctor. So hopefully that helps. If you have other nutrition questions or otherwise, let me know. But overall, the main thing to think about with diet is, whether you're a vegetarian, vegan, paleo, etc., make sure that you're eating whole foods and lots of colorful vegetables. It's pretty easy to be a junk food paleo eater and a junk food vegan, right? So I've personally done pretty much all of these diets across the spectrum, and I have a lot of appreciation for why someone would want to pick one over the other, and I totally get that. I would just say listen to your body, right? If you feel really good eating a certain way, then do that. But if your body's telling you that something's not quite right, then listen to that and figure out what do you need to change and explore that and find some folks to help you do that.